that is going on. Yes, the internet just actually got me a timeout, and I had to really log in again for this. It's a real powerful multimedia system that we are to follow instructions and doing of things in that way that would not affect it badly. So I needed just a break, and I told you I was going for a short break, and I went for, and I also took another time of commercializing it, and I came back again really to continue with the conversation on F. So ANF, appreciation to the giver of our land and host. We describe the Lord is king, because this is given only to my goodness, not for people. And we got a lot of scriptures that is describing what we mean by the Lord is king here. And we're going to say it live right now. And the cameras can't fail to also give us what we need. Yes. So go on quickly, somebody, if you need and pay attention and do that, because I tell you, when I'm speaking, you have to listen to what is actually giving the best answers. Here we are. So a moment of silence. If you needed to see any image of a true person that you want to say is life, then look at me in the first face. And then we can say the Lord who creates will bring back to you what you don't need. And how do you expect that which you don't need to be given unto you? How can you manage that which you don't need? Then unless the Lord tests you to know truly if you are of him. Because if you are of him, you know what to keep and what to throw away. So the Lord will always give you something best, but he'll give you yet another thing, issues to handle. For you to be able to handle issues, the Lord will test you. He knows that the plans he has for you is not as a man thinketh. So Psalms 145, verse 11, let me brush through it before we continue. He says, they shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom. So I'm saying that I have not first known you in the reality of physical appearance and what? And then what? And of what you can say, if I were in US myself in the flesh, with this flesh, in this flesh, you would never have anywhere to say that you know me, that I know you. That is what I would say. I hope you know what I'm saying. Like in relationship, you know that when black people are black, they are also in just area of being black. And white people in their real sense are also in of what? They are race of black, or they are race of white. And the black have a race of what? Black. But the Lord who made these two people will tell you why one became black and the other became what? Became white. The one who became wise had rule over the black, because the black has failed to what? To understand the rules of the law of the Lord. And that they became black because they have perished like they are. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that we need to sit and learn about this. Not just learn, but it is as the Spirit presented, then you begin to listen and understand it. For if you are not brightened in the light of the Lord himself, you may be spoken of by your own, but you not know it. That's why it says, for many have welcomed others without knowing they have also entertained angels. It is a scripture that you don't need to say until you read or you are preached before you know it. But how did you do to the best person without knowing? Because the same best person is the one who called for it. He who kept the Holy Kingdom Bibles, that's why you came as a kingdom, not just a man. For the Lord does not just call a man, he calls out, and the best will come out truly. And the over 400 years battles we have won. Why? Because it is not black people winning. Me, I'm not a black person. I'm not a black creature as people want to say. An angel is not black. But if you need a black angel, I'll show you why they are, what they are. Because I bring my work to the light of day. As I dress, the angel who dresses you, the angel who take care of your need over there without knowing him in the flesh. But he's the same person that gave you freedom that last day. You were given freedom. That same angel is this. He knows when you are needed in your very place where they took you from. And that he'll show you a way to come back again. But there's a whole generation before this thing happens. And we've done it already. So it says what? They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power. So if you didn't lead the people or the multitude or the few that you have been given as a kingdom, if you didn't rule over them in power like they rule over you, you know what happened even in those communities that is surrounding many other places. Now, what is it that you should know about this kingdom? That verse 12 says that to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Of course, he came with a wonderful woman. And you came with what? The princess and the princes. And to meet with the princes of the heavens and the princesses of the heavens. And they that truly have kept the gardens gloriously virgin and flourishing with life. So that the land that produces life unto the land that is frozen. You look at it. The Lord is already activated in this powerful presence. Now in verse 13 it says that thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. Why? Who is in the world that can say that his own were taken away and that his own searched back over 400 years and came back again in the year of return? As you came in 2007 thereabout, and then it's over so many years that the year of return in 2019 came. Just imagine, my own that made it is this indeed that have power to rule the world. So that thy kingdom is an everlasting one. So we will not just say you are just a king. No. This one is the one that is spirit, life, the Lord himself. The Lord is king. So his own were not made slaves anymore, but what? As a good slave indeed that received the crown of what? His master. And he exalted his master for doing to him such an honor that day we had freedom given. And the freedom is not in the country Ghana unless the freedom came for its own and built its own, that it may be made known to them, the nations, the people who made the nations, not the country. Now it says, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. You see, how many generations do you find in 400 years? That alone, the generation in 400 years tells you how the Lord has kept you by spirit and life, and the things that you did, perform that giveth life continuous. And you came, and the one who said he made it, is this that says, I have shown you one thing that you should also add to it, the kingdom. The one who talks about the heavenly kingdom and this earthly kingdom, he is the complete one. He will not only talk about the kingdom on earth without a kingdom in heaven. Of course, if we talk of a kingdom in this country or in Konya, without talking about a kingdom or without receiving of a kingdom that is from abroad, there would never be any connection. There would have never been any connection, because if you reject white people, they are the same people who have built their whole communities in the world. I'm telling you, they are the angels. And you are the angels, because he has said he will also wash you. That's why you are not just a man, no, not just a king, but a wise king. And the one who dresses you up is the virgin. That's why the virgin deserves the honor also great from you, given $100 bill. You know what I'm saying? The $100 bill is something nobody can pay for, because that is a seal of what you received as a wise king. Now, I'm going to take another version of this scripture. I will be taking a whole lot of time to dealing with this, because they don't want me to just do it all. But I will make sure I do it. I need to broadcast live as you are hearing and having it. Now listen, somebody over here. Over this side it says, yeah. So First Chronicles, listen to what First Chronicles will say about you, the king. So how? If you didn't receive yourself, then it means there's something lacking. Now, so listen. So the one who dresses you now said, this is time you will take on this. It is a part of the whole kingdom. And this is the kingdom that raises in all places. That's why the Holy Scripture is not made up of one person. It's not talking about a single person that you can say is a prophet. That's why we heard him. Or that is a church. That's why we heard it. No. It is different kingdom, different generations, different eras. But have a connection, spirit. That is all. Their maker, the Lord. So it is days we can say, yes, the Lord did it. Now, he said in First Chronicles chapter 29, verse 11, we'll continue till we get to 13. And listen, he said, thine, O Lord, is the greatness. So the greatness is this. America is a great nation. And that is why for anybody to receive of America, unless that person is also a great nation. And for America to also receive any other country, unless that country, America, see in the spirit and that the Lord or the angels have said this is the kingdom itself. That's why they took you on to build their own, that you know that you are the only one who built people. When you return, you know why they said we build them, and you know why I changed it. A time that has come that they must build us. So he said, thine, O Lord, is the greatness. So the Lord has not given you to be a slave, but that you have been given the what? Freedom to be great. And not just great, but we are in the highest level of being great. So we have gone past all levels of understanding, that we now are in the creation era again. And it says what? And the power and the glory and the victory. So you see, if we were not given victory, how would it be concerned, or why would there be a connection? So all this thing talks about the same person, because you practice powers, you practice spirit, so they give you power. You are a great nation. That's why nation that is great is welcoming you. And so you build in the spiritual realms in your cry. The same Lord have heard it. The same Lord, he says you are rejected somewhere. The same Lord is there, as Christ himself, his own could not receive it because he told them he's the same rejected stone. And so the Bible also keeps talking about what? Things that are connected naturally and to what? Supernatural world. And until you have gained the power, the devil has always deceived people and defeated them. He will cause them confusion or not to understand because of pain. That pain, I know. The Lord said he bore the pain and mark in himself. So those who have not suffered the same way we have suffered in flesh and in spirit, they cannot say the Lord gave them. For your own is this, and that I shall eat of my own fruit. That is it. That's why the food we have produced over this land, I am the same person that watch over it. And you can come around and you see the beauty of the gardens and the cloud. He will command it and control it. If I dwell, if the Lord be with us, in fact, we will not need anything but just get up, build our kingdoms, do things according to the spirit guidance of the virgin. And what the visions the Lord have shown you these days would be the things that give the light and go ahead to make a move. Now it says that for all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine. So you see, the Lord gave you all that is in US and also in Earth, Africa here, because you have been lifted not by people or religion or culture, nor by constitution of the land that favored someone, but you are different people, because you are of purified and refining what? Spirit and souls. That is who you are. And so for anybody to receive you, unless that person has been denied and have also what? Receive you from a distance in the purest state. So that it is only meant to be what? Unconditional. Now it says, "O Lord." So listen, in this place it says, "Thine is the kingdom." So when Christ is talking about a kingdom, and the whole scripture of the Bible is talking about kingdom, it is not to say anything that is bigger than the situation. The situation is as big as you can see, but there is something biggest. So it says what? "And thou art exalted as head above all." So who shall give you this? Unless that person gain authority and power, spiritually, physically, and mentally. For that which is of strength is mental. When the mental ability is crushed, nothing. There is everything but spoiled. But this is one that is undeniable. They can deny, but not myself here. They're not a kingdom that rule over all of them. So receive yours quickly, and then you are good to go, because this is a time to enjoy spirit. Now, verse 12 says, "Both riches and our honor." So both riches and honor, or both riches and honor comes of thee, and thou reignest over all. For if the Lord lifted you up, you know why you are. Not everyone has been lifted to that level, but my white people, I have, and I know my people on my right side. "And might, and in thine hand it is to make great." So if you never receive any great person, or if any great person did not receive, like, there will be no connection. But I was made and born the great one, and you know it, that the Spirit cannot reward you with least, but greatest. And great one is there is one that raises great people. No less and nothing can be made great if that thing is not born by spirit agreement to say we make him great. And it says, "And to give strength unto all." So who give you the strength now? The strength is given freely, but it's not for free. For some people have worked for it already. And I said, third thing said that, "Now therefore our generation." So this God is a generation they are referring to, the one who ruled over this generation. "We thank thee." So the Lord who gave us the land from the beginning here, He's the one that we are giving also the thanksgiving. So the Lord of the great one, the Nkonya, the Lord who gave, original Lord who allowed it to be given, the Spirit that received it and also give it unto what? Who also came and they presented with unto them. The Lord has given us glory. And said what? Because of their good works. So we thank thee and say, "And praise thy glorious name." So who is the glorious one? Oh yes, he is also communicating to you the same again. I'll be right back at this break. We have a lot of things to do, and that there's no reason speaking what I speak because it's a spirit. So when I am to rattle it, I'll rattle it whatever way it is. You can see that I have freedom, and the freedom to do this is this. The Lord had made it. Thank you, the Spirit. Thank you so much. I'll be right back after this break. I want us to talk about this more, in more reality of this greatness. Thank you again. The healing to the bones, healing to our posture, standing in order of greatness. Great is the Lord Almighty, the Lord who rules by all other things because He has been given to rule. He is by Spirit, by a great Creator, holy, greatest unto the heavens. The Lord who made the good things of the land really good and spring up good and connect with best people unto the virgins, greatness. Thank you again. We